Connecting the community through gospel. The new 107.9 FM, W300EB, Macon, and WDDO 980 AM, Perry, Macon.
The views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of the Glory 980 AM, the Glory Media Group, LLC, WDDO AM, its staff, management, or advertisers, but are the views and opinions of the participants of the broadcast.
Good day, and welcome to Ask Elaine. I am not Elaine, I am Brother Nard, and I'm sitting in for my good friend who is in Atlanta. Her and her husband and about a busload of folks went up today, this morning, to talk to the legislators and try to impress the legislators in Georgia not to.
Can you give our miracle worker a hand tonight? Oh, come on, listen. I said the miracle worker. I said the miracle worker. You want to open up your mouth and give God glory. When it went left, God reeled it back in. You want to open up your mouth. you know that has been battling with sickness? Tonight, healing is being released. Can you high five three people and tell them if you want it, you can show up have it. If you need it, you can show up have it. Y'all ain't good. I said high five three people and tell them if you want it, you can have it. If you need it, you can have it. You missing your time to shout. If you want it, you can have it. We gonna praise through this thing. If you want it, you can have it. If you need it, you can have it. It's yours. It's yours. Look at your neighbor and tell him, if you want it, you can have it. If you need it, you can have it. It's yours. It's yours. Tell me how you gonna have it. Hey, if you want it, you can have it. If you need it, you can have it. It's yours. It's yours. If you want it, hey, you can have it. Hey, you can have it. It's yours. It's yours. Say it again. If you want it.
Are not necessarily the views of the Glory 980 AM, the Glory Media Group LLC, WDDO AM, its staff, management, or advertisers, but are the views and opinions of the participants of the broadcast.
Ask Elaine, where the ask Elaine, where the ask Elaine.
Good day and welcome to Ask Elaine Radio Talk Show. This is Herbert Denard sitting in for Elaine Lucas. We got a call? Caller?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, awesome. I am calling because I was trying to see by chance if maybe you can potentially guide me in the right direction in regards to grants for work study programs. I work with youth that are in the foster system, and I work with individuals who are incarcerated, and I was just trying to look up different ways how I could potentially find different programs to begin to better their situation, whether it's transitioning from incarceration to back into society, and for the youth, whether it's transitioning from in the care to being on their own from independent living. And one of the ways I was trying to connect the two is by working on work study programs, work study grants rather, to be able to assist them.
I'm not sure I can answer your question right now, but I'll tell you what you can do. You can call me at 478-361-3754. I visit the jail every Wednesday, and we talk and encourage people there to change. And if you could call me, we'll get together and I could lead you in that direction. We need help.
Yes,
We need help. We need people to
Clarity,
come.
that's 361-3754. I'm sorry. I just want to make sure I get your number. I would hate to miss out and misdial the wrong number.
478-361-3754.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. I see we have Randy Crawford on the line, and I have my good friend, Dr. Reverend Henry Clay Ficklin, here with me in the house.
Good to see you, Herbert.
I want to talk to you for a minute about health problems in Macon, Georgia, United States of America. It seems like a lot of Black people lose more legs because of diabetes and other reasons than any other race or nationality in this country. Same thing about diabetes. We have a lot of diabetes.
I think that the statistics do show that when it comes to diabetics and the loss of limbs, as well as going on dialysis, the number of Black citizens high outnumber any other race who are going through those kinds of things. And that's one of the reasons that we decided that we wanted to do something different as outreach to the community at Mount Vernon Baptist Church, because we have been in the food bank service for so many years, and many of the people who come to the food bank are people who have other ailments that are undiagnosed and untreated, and because they don't have the necessary funds to get the kind of treatment that they need. And once they go to the doctor, they find that the disease has gotten so progressed until they have to take some kind of radical step, like going on dialysis or what have you. But if they had the right information, and if they had the right kind of treatment going forward, perhaps we could prevent some of this. If you look around in our neighborhood, you'll find that there are a lot of dialysis clinics, and they're basically concentrated in the Black neighborhood. And so we decided that we wanted to do something different, and we are hoping and praying that the God will continue to bless us. We are almost complete with the building. We have the building going up, and we want to be able to provide services for people. Check their blood pressure, check their cholesterol, check their sugar, and give them the kind of information that they need to go forward and live a healthier life. I think that it is very much needed in our community.
Tell me, you just established, you and your church, I believe, a health clinic in Unionville, right on Pansy Avenue. Tell us about that and how it got started, and we'll get back to diabetes and other things.
Well, as I said, we had a food bank for many, many years, and of course, many of the people who come to the food bank have other ailments along with them. And we decided some time ago, and we're just seeing the fruition of it, but we started working on this back in 1998 about looking at providing another kind of service to people that people didn't normally get, especially in the Black community. And so we've been working, and we wrote grants, and grants have been denied and what have you. Until finally we wrote a grant, and we got with our Congressman, Sanford Bishop, who I'm hoping that they don't draw his line so he can't be reelected. But he gave us a grant for a health clinic in Unionville. And then we got with the local government, and they provided some funds. And so we're on our way to having that service there in Unionville. We've noticed that over the years, and sometimes we have almost thrown up our hands and say there have been in more dialysis centers than anything else. So we decided that we would just continue to hope and pray and toil on until we've gotten to this juncture of providing that service in Unionville.
So not only, what's the name of this center?
It's going to be called the Keurig Unionville Clinic.
And where is it located?
It's located at 871 Panzer Avenue, which is the corner of Panzer Avenue and Anthony Road.
And if you get this clinic, people would be able to go to it free?
Yeah, it's a free clinic. we're not trying to get the payments from the government as far as Medicare and Medicaid and all that kind of things that a lot of other clinics are seeking. We want to provide a service for people who cannot afford to get medical attention. And of course, yes, it will be free.
And do they have any clinics like that elsewhere in Georgia?
I think there's one in Atlanta, and then there's a roving free clinic that opens in various parts of the country. And of course, when it does open, sometimes it's for days. People stand in line so they can get the services that they have not been getting in other places.
So this clinic will not only check people and help people in that way, but it's also going to be kind of preventive.
That's mainly what clinics do. They give it preventative kind of advice to people, and also give them preventative services. Because if you can prevent some things, you stop a lot of things from getting out of line with having a limb amputated or something of that nature, to get in such a critical condition that they have to go to the emergency room. So we want to be very preventive, and I think that's one of the main purposes of clinics, that they can prevent some things from happening, so that illnesses won't get to the point where they need hospitalization or emergency care.
I have noticed recently, I had two friends recently, one lost a foot and another one lost a leg. Diabetes was involved. Both of them was on, they was having medical problems. When this clinic opened, because what we found out, most of the people that having their legs amputated are Black.
Of course, and I think
it's not just a close percentage; it's a vast majority.
It is a big percentage of them that are having their limbs amputated because of untreated and sometimes undiagnosed diabetic kinds of situations with people. And one of the things that clinics will do, this clinic will do, and that's what clinics do, is that they diagnose things so that people can get the care and start the change in lifestyle that is going to prevent some of the things that can happen down the road.
A lot of the clinics here, Piedmont and Medical Center, both of them have, I don't think you call them clinics, but you have different places that you can go and be treated. But very seldom do they mention anything about prevention.
No, they don't mention a whole lot about prevention when you go to some of the doctors and things that you have now, because there is a system in place that feeds upon you being sick. And as long as you can stay sick, that's going to get their pocketbooks fatter. And so they don't want you to prevent certain things. You look in the last few years in our community, I know I can count right now in the back of my mind of 4 dialysis centers that have just opened up. Now I'm counting 6, now I'm counting 7, and they're all in the Black community. So that lets you know right there that they are not getting the information that they need to prevent this type 2 diabetes from continuing to creep up in them and get to the point where it gets so chronic that they have to have dialysis.
And so you would have this clinic. I passed by it several times. The building looking good. When is it expected to be open?
When we finish getting the money. And, you know, one of the things about running something free, you have to depend upon the organizations, the foundations that provide funding for this to give you the money to do some of the things that needs to be done. We had the money in place. We were not anticipating some of the things that the water authority and the planning and zoning insisted that we do, and so that ate up some of the money that we had to do other things with. So that put us under. But we are prayerful, and we are people of faith, and we believe that God is going to give us what we need, and so we'll continue to toil on and apply so that we can get the money to finish all the things that needs to be finished. When we broke ground, we said that it would probably be a year's process, and it seems like that's what it's going to be.
Okay, but back on dialysis, I know I've been looking at it and finding information on dialysis and diabetes. It's just so many Black people victims of it. And I've looked at it, some of it, not all of it, some of it have to do with what we eat.
Of course, I think that when you look at a soul food restaurant or a soul dinner, all of those kinds of things feed into people having high blood pressure and as well as having diabetic situations because of the number of the times that they eat that food. I think that if you eat it maybe once every now and then, but some people eat certain foods all the time, and so it's going to eventually develop into a type 2 diabetic situation. Now, in the past, our forefathers, they could eat that food because they were going to work, they were walking, they were doing all those things that would burn up that kind of excess calories in their bodies. But now people don't go to work. They sit in air conditioning, play games, and watch TV. And so they're not burning off that additional and excess energy that they have consumed in a good soul food meal. And so it's going to take its toll on them.
Our number is 478-250-1444. And I understand Elaine Lucas and the bus that brought them or took them to Atlanta is on the way back. And they're riding and they're listening to us. I say to Elaine, if she's listening, I encourage her to keep up the fight.
Yes, indeed.
She's been a fighter all of her life. I've been knowing her since, I like to tell her, 1968. And we was in school together, and she always say that I was much older than she.
I see where Cynthia Cersei has chimed in, and she said that it's so true that a lot of people are having these types of illnesses. So people understand the kind of illnesses that we as Black people often suffer with. And someone has posted a good little dossier on type 2 diabetes, and of course it's a lot, so I hadn't had time to read it all, but I appreciate it.
We got to do something about our health. Black women have more breasts amputated. Not, they don't call it amputated, but removed. And whites and blacks and whites get it at the same time. Sometimes, every now and then, I think maybe the doctors are biased, since so many other people are biased that we run into. That where we end up getting the short end of the stick. I don't know why it appears that almost every time something comes out, we get it more, and it hurts us more than anyone else. And people that have their legs removed, I found out often, they don't live that much longer after. It's 4 or 5 years, sometimes like that. Yeah. It has an impact on them.
It does have an impact on your life. And of course, one of the reasons is the lack of knowledge. And when people don't have the right information, they cannot respond in a proper way for prevention or to help their health to improve if it has gone down the wrong road. I think there's a scripture that says, "My people perish for the lack of knowledge," and of course, that's what is happening. A clinic will give information to people and put it there so they will have this information and hopefully respond to it in a very positive way so that their lives will improve.
That's exactly right. Got a phone call. Hello?
Hey,
Hello?
Herbert?
Yes. Hello?
It's Leon. Hey, Rep.
How you doing, Leon?
Hey, how y'all doing today?
We're doing wonderful. How are you been?
Doing good. Let me tell you this right here, Herbert. You talking about the mastectomy and the breast removal. A lot of people do not want to go to the doctor to have regular checkups. Now, you're talking to someone that's been in this field since 1973.
Mm-hmm.
I worked at 10 nursing homes and 6 ambulance services. retired from the medical center after 32 years of service. I've been in the coroner's office 35 years. So I've seen over 10,000 dead people, all races, all ages. Now, having said that, some of the illness, the late Dr. Muffet often says, we are dying quicker because of the food that we eat, because of the chemicals they are put in the food to get the food produced quickly. Having said that, I think that's a valid point. But also, you have to check on yourself. You have to have your regular appointments. Now, I'm speaking from experience because this is my line of work. Okay? If you got a family history of cancer, you need to be checked. Well, I don't want nobody sticking no finger up my butt. I don't know how to stick no finger up. Listen, you have to
Go
have
ahead, Neil.
examination in the proper time. Okay, if you got a history, any kind of family history could fall down on you. Now, let me say this. A man wants to be a man. I ain't got no problem with it. Excuse my language when I say ain't. I ain't got no problem with a man being a man. And a man is not going to go to the hospital or ER or doctor for every little ache of pain. But listen to me very closely, people out there in radio land. Listen very closely. If you're a man and you're having arm pain, jaw pain, numbness on the left side, you need to be checked. If you're having chest pain and have not been diagnosed with gastric reflux or acid, you need to be checked. Women heart attack symptoms begin with stomach pain, and they think it's PMS or gallstones. My sister-in-law had a massive heart attack on the operating room table, getting a calf at 43 years old, weighed 120 pounds. But he had a cardiac history on that side of the family. Okay, ain't nobody gonna run to the doctor for every little ache of pain, but you have to check on yourself. A lot of times you go to the doctor for one thing and they find out something else wrong with you. Well, I'll look into it. No. If you can't do what the doctor say, you need to go to med school. But you have to take care of yourself. You have to, Herbert. And
I know it, but the fact is, black people, for whatever reason, die at a lesser age than whites.
A younger age.
At a younger age than white.
A younger age than white. And I'll tell you something. Most white people eat more pork than black people, and I see that. I don't eat pork, period. I don't eat it because my mama had a history of hypertension. Now, I have some kidney issues, but my mama had some kidney issues. So it's in the family. But you're seeing a lot of white people on dialysis. You're seeing a lot of Korean people on dialysis. When I first started down at the medical center in 1974, it was 2 dialysis centers. One inside the medical center, one behind McDonald's on Gray Highway. Now they're on every corner.
Yeah, that's what Miss Cynthia Searcy is saying, that the dialysis centers are on every corner, and she talks about eating healthier and eating in healthier places, and that is certainly something that we as a people, and that's what I hear you saying, Connor Jones, is that we need to take the responsibility of doing some things for ourselves, and that is one of the things, making sure that we eat the right kinds of food and right kind of places. For instance, with me, and thank you again, Cynthia Searcy, for providing this information. With me, when I go into a convenience store and they don't sell anything but all these high sugar drinks, 48 grams and all this right here, I don't go back anymore. I asked them, I said, do you all have any diet drinks in here? And they don't have any diet drinks. I said, they don't care anything about the people there. They want you to drink as much sugar as you possibly can because they don't provide any other option for you to buy. And of course, I appreciate Donald Druitt, who has posted that the Republican leaders have announced that they will not take up redistricting during this special legislative session. And of course, that is something that's good. We hope they can keep their word.
Absolutely.
Real, Herbert, thank you for taking my call, Reverend. Thank you, Herbert.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, Leon. Leon, you gone yet? I guess he is. But we sometimes I go to funerals, and some of the food that we shouldn't eat, and I'm telling you straight, that you need to limit it. Fried chicken, French fries, most of the stuff in the McDonald's and the Burger Kings and all them places, it's more helpful to eat vegetables, not fried vegetables. It's beneficial to your health when you eat better, and you could live longer. And now, white people get diabetes, people get diabetes, but all the statistics I've seen, the people that get it the most are in black neighborhoods, and they are black people. When you go to the places for dialysis, I used to talk to Leroy Thomas, my good friend who passed several years ago. He was on dialysis, and he said he don't see any white folk there. It's us. And they put dialysis in centers in places. They don't talk preventive care. They get a lot of money because Social Security pay for you when you get dialysis. And when you get dialysis, you have to sit in that chair 3 or 4 hours every other day from now on. They don't get you off of it. It's not something that you could do and get off of it. The best way to prevent it is not to get on it.
Yeah, that certainly is the best way to prevent it, is not to get on it in the first place. But as Ms. Slursa has pointed out, that in her office, I don't know whether she's a nurse or where she works at, but she said they're seeing more younger people being diagnosed with diabetics than ever. And that's one of the things I've come across some young people, and they said they were diabetics, and I'm almost shocked that, people that young, I don't know whether they're not having physical activity that they should be having to burn up some of those sugars that they eat, but they are being diagnosed as diabetics. And of course, that's bad for us as a people, for that number of people to be diagnosed with being diabetic. And eventually, if they continue down that road, they will become have kidney failure, and of course, kidney failure is going to lead to dialysis. And as you said, that the system is designed to pay for dialysis, so that you can go in there and set for the number of time that you have to be in there to get your blood dialyzed. And of course, this is paid for, and that's a system that was put in place. I think that you had spoken about this once before, where there was a system that was put in place to make sure that this was done so that people who are in charge can continue to receive governmental money for having that dialysis center in place.
And see, a long time ago, and when I was a child, and that was a long time ago, but I didn't get cake but about every once or twice a month. Got something sweet. Mm-hmm. Now people, when they eat, they give them some cake or some pie or some puddings every day. I didn't get sweet tea. I didn't get soft drinks at all. But now you don't eat a meal. You don't drink the water. You don't drink water. You drink sweet tea or something with a lot of sugar in it. Mm-hmm. I had some lemonade one day not long ago, and the lemonade was just pure sugar. This does not help your system. But if you have how do you think you're going to run the test? You're going to have the medical facilities. You got medical people in there, nurses and everybody running the test. But when they find out, what you try to do, encourage them to not, because people don't like to be encouraged to do nothing.
Well, some of the best advice given to people is advice that they didn't like. And whether they like it or not, the advice needs to be in place, because somebody will take it.
Right. And so you think by next year this time, before then?
But next year this time, yes, I'm sure that hopefully we'll be up and running.
Our number again is 478-250-1444. Give us a call. But it is a sad, sad situation that things are going the way they are. And every time you look at the stats, we are in it, and a lot of it has to do with eating. And if you catch something early, the doctor could bring you in and tell you what you need to eat and what you not need to eat. But if you don't get it too late, as a person told me, a medical doctor told me the other day, when you get it too late, there's nothing they could do except cutting off your leg or putting you on dialysis and other things.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of young people, face it, when you want to eat something, and you got a Burger King and McDonald's on every corner, and French fries. Someone told me the other day, I had my vegetable today. I said, what was it? They said French fries. But seriously, this is something that we need to do, and I am so impressed by you guys at Mount Vernon was able to open this place or getting it ready to open. And where will your medical people come from?
We have a collaboration with Mercer Medical School, Dr. Jean Sumner, who is very concerned about the health of people.
We got a phone call.
And
Paula?
She's going to provide us with medical students as long as we are open.
Hello, caller.
Hi, Mr. Denard. How are you? This is Commissioner Bryant.
Commissioner Bryant, how are you doing?
I'm fine. We're on the bus listening to you all's podcast, radio show about diabetes and the opening of the clinic in Unionville.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think thus far?
And we're listening. Say that again.
What do you think thus far? I know I'm not Elaine Lucas, but how we doing?
That's what I just told Miss Elaine. I said, Miss Elaine, I forgot I can call in. Well, y'all are doing great. Y'all are making sure that people get this education on diabetes and the dialysis, and you all are correct. More people now are being diagnosed with diabetes.
More and
it
more.
probably has something to do with the food.
And we eat too much of it. Just vegetables.
Is it that we eat too much of it, or they putting something in it?
It might be all of the above.
Okay. Well, I can agree with all of the above.
But what I'm sure of is the food that you eat. And it's hard on me because sometimes I'll be at S&S cafeteria and I'm passing through a Golden Corral or one of those places like that, and I see that cake over there and that pie over there, especially at Golden Corral. When what you paid for it, so I say I might as well get some cake and ice cream. And that
I agree.
Too much of that is hurting us more than anything else. And we overweight, and
yes,
we need to lose weight. I want to see us live longer. That's more than anything else. Live longer, be healthier, walk, exercise, and do all of those things. But right now, when I talk to people from time to time, when somebody's having a leg amputated because of diabetes, they having a foot amputated, they have toes cut. When it starts, it never ends. And we just got to be more conscious. And a lot of young people, and it's hard when you walk past red velvet cake and all those kind of things in the places. Instead of eating it, when we had cake growing up, it was about once or twice a month. We didn't have it every day. And right now, I was way back in Twiggs County, and it was different now. But now you have it; it's right in front of you, and a lot of us are doing it.
And we're feeding into the situation where when your body cannot use the insulin or produce enough insulin to take care of the high amount of glucose or blood sugar that you have, and of course, it has effects on every other organ in the body, and of course, sometimes uh, information will help people. Some people don't even understand when they have diabetes. Never knew that they had it until it got really late, and had started doing damages to their body, and they had tingling in their toes and in their fingers and what have you, and they don't even know what the symptoms are. So one of the things that we want to do is make sure they have this information so that they can begin to take the necessary steps to curb this kind of, I guess, the disease in our community, and it's getting more prevalent. And as Miss Serge has said, that is even higher in younger people now than it has ever been.
I think we got another phone call on the line.
Okay.
Thanks for calling in.
Miss Elaine wanted to tell y'all about our trip. It was
Tell us about it.
It was a success. They have taken the redistricting off of the table. So it's a no-go for right now. They said they'll try it back in 2028. The people in Macon showed up. I mean, people from everywhere showed up in numerous numbers. They showed up in a numerous of people from all the counties. And they just let them know that, we were not for redistricting and for drawing unfair lines. So it was a successful trip, and everybody was there to get along, and they, everybody was on the same agenda. So it was very nice.
That's great news.
Super news.
Okay, well, we'll let you get to your next caller.
Something good came out of it.
I see Teresa Henderson Hill is asking, how is it that children are born with diabetes? That diabetes is type 1 diabetes. And of course, there are always people who are born with type 1 diabetes that they come here with some type of ailment in their pancreas. They're not producing the type of insulin or enough insulin to take care of the sugar that they are consuming. And so one of the things that I've had children diabetics who had type 1, they learn very early how to manage and control what they eat and how to control their diabetes. But now type 2 diabetes is something that comes on to a person who is a normal person, and their blood sugar glucose goes up too high. And sometimes it's like one of those silent killers, because the signs are not so evident at first. And then after they start getting certain kinds of symptoms, tingling in their toes and in their fingers. And it's gotten to a point now where it really needs some type of a treatment. And so that is what we're trying to avoid. Let people know what their sugar, what their blood glucose is at an early age. And if it's running too high, maybe they need to go and get those kind of things checked out to see if in fact they are diabetic. Some people say people are a little diabetic. You're either diabetic or you're not. It's not something where you have just a little of it. It's just like pregnancy. You're either pregnant or you're not. You can't be a little pregnant, and you can't be a little diabetic. That is what we have to get that information out there to people so that they will know how to control that. And of course, the clinic is not going to only be concerned about diabetes, but there are other things, high blood pressure. We have so many people who are falling with heart attacks. I just heard on yesterday that someone who we thought was doing fine, walking and doing everything, fell with a heart attack and died, because sometimes people don't know what their blood pressures are. And of course, that's a silent killer as well. And then, of course, we have glucose in the body, not glucose, but cholesterol that really damages your movement and damages so many things in your body. And all these three things work together to make a person very, very ill. And so if they get the right information and start making the right kinds of moves, we believe that we can help improve the health of people, especially in our community.
I would also add to that what you just said, blood pressure. You got to check your blood pressure. If you have high blood pressure, you need to check it because that could take you out of here. And I notice when I check my blood pressure, it goes up when I eat a lot of pork.
Hmm.
If you eat pork, your blood pressure generally go up. I check it every day. When that mine is up, I say, what did I do or what didn't I do? You need to make it because blood pressure would cause you to have a heart attack.
Mhm.
And you have to be careful of what you eat. And one of the best things for you is exercise. Exercise help you. It helps your mind. You even think better when you exercise. I got a little thing I carry around with me all the time, and it tells how many steps I make every day. And when you walk, it lowers your blood pressure. But if you just go down there and sit down and lay back and watch Andy Griffin every night, it will cause your blood pressure to go up.
Yeah, blood pressure is certainly one of the major things that our community needs to watch. And as you said, it's especially if you eat a lot of pork and a lot of fat kind of meats and even beef sometimes can raise your blood pressure. And of course, we getting back to diabetes. If you have excessive thirst and frequent urination, and then sometimes even with diabetes, there's a weight loss that are all signs of being diabetic. And sometimes people don't understand what's going on with them. And we think that information is really one of the most powerful tools that we have to fight some of the things that are really at odds in our community. There are some things that people they call frequent urination, increased thirst, and extreme hunger. All of these things, they're called the three P's, and there are some medical words that go with these P's: polyuria, polydipsia, and polyphagia. All of these are things that tell us something in our body is not operating like it should. So we need to uh, get this information to people, make sure that they understand that something needs to be done so that we can begin to see the numbers go down. We know that we have a lot of other kinds of death rates in our community that we should not have, like the gun violence and all those kinds of things. But there are more people dying from these kinds of illnesses than there are with the gun violence and other kinds of things. So uh, there's a lot that we need to do to change the outcome of the livelihood and the life expectancy of our Black community. I just want to say once again, we certainly congratulate all those persons who boarded the bus this morning to go up and make our voices known in Atlanta so that they would know how the people feel. And I'm just so happy to hear that they have decided not to look at reapportionment until 28, which is still early because reapportionment generally happens after the census, and the next census is going to be in 2030. So we shouldn't be looking at reapportionment until 2031. So they still, they're just giving us a year or so because we're already in the 27, and that's just the next cycle. They're going to be trying to change the lines, but we need to get out and vote. That's one of the main things when we talk about getting information out to our people as far as health is concerned. I think that it is directly associated with our attitudes about getting out to vote. I was talking with some people today who are people who have good jobs and in good influential places say, oh, they didn't go and vote yesterday. And I'm thinking to myself, if these people didn't get out to vote, they said, well, this wasn't a big vote. I said, well, I think that every vote is a big vote. I have voted every time there was a time to vote. I've been doing it ever since I was 18 years old, and that's been 100 years ago. And so I think that everybody ought to vote. So we need to get out and get that information out to people too, that you go and vote regardless of what it is. And of course, it impacts everything else about the health of our community, about our roadways, about what happens in our community, where money is spent. All of those things are boiled down to whether or not you have a mindset to get out and vote. So I really appreciate all those people who caught the bus and went up to Atlanta to say to our legislators and our governor that no, this is not the right time. And of course, they backed off, but just for a year, because 28 is right around the corner. The census doesn't take place until 2030, and I just want us to know that this fight is not over with this trip. We may have to go back again.
But my hat is off to all of the people on the buses and buses across Georgia that went up to Atlanta and let them know that we don't like what we heard of what was going on, and that is something wonderful. Hello out there to Ricky Crawford, taking care of yourself. But we need to take care of ourselves. We need to eat right, drink right, and I'll tell you something else. Alcohol does not help. I visited the jail today in Bibb County, and I was talking to a guy that he's been in the jail 7 times in the last 4 years.
Mm.
And every time he went to jail, he had alcohol or drugs on him. Some things don't mix well with you. It's not even healthy to eat and drink as much as drinking alcohol or drugs. But he has a problem, and he's trying to work with it. And we just need to. Some things we can help. Some things, I put it this way. A lot of things. I'll take it another step. Most of the things that happen to us is because of white folks. But there are a ton of things that happen to us because of us. When I think of John Lewis and Martin Luther King, Medgar Evers, what's LaRusso? What's the white woman named LaRusso?
Yes.
They died, some of them died, fighting for us to vote. And back then, we used to have mass meetings, and the community would come out and work to get people out to vote, to open up, to hire people for everything. But now it seems like something happened somewhere that they don't care.
And
I might be missing it now.
They didn't have cell phones, Facebook, Instagram, or none of that. But if they had a mass meeting, it was full. And now you have a meeting where you can barely get a handful of people, and everybody's on Facebook, and they get the information. It's a mindset. We got to be concerned about the outcome of not only ourselves but the future.
That's right. I see my good friend from Buffalo, New York, says Governor Bottoms will turn the tide for health care in Georgia.
And we certainly need to push that and get Governor Bottoms there and get everybody out to vote. Because I was telling some people today, I said, you may not have voted yesterday. I said, but in November, if you don't get out, I'm coming up through here with a rope because I'm going to be dragging folk to the poll.
You know, what I've been thinking about, Dr. Ficklin, was something I used to do a long time ago. I never went to this extreme. I might need to come up with a way that after they have an election where you mention all the folks that didn't vote, especially if the outcome is bad, all these educated folk in our community, all these smart, all these cool folks. You have all their name across Facebook. Don't put it in the newspaper because we don't read the newspaper. We watch Facebook and all them things. Have all their names on there.
I remember you saying that some times ago about publishing the names of people who didn't vote, because we had gone and looked at their voter roll, and we found that people with important jobs, teachers and all kind of people who had very important jobs in our community who did not go and vote. And I still think that might be a way to get them rattled enough to go and vote, that we're going to start publishing on Facebook. Guess who didn't vote? page and put their names on it because it's public record. You know, I had a situation where a man was telling me that you getting in my business now. And I said it's a public record. And we went back and forth, and I went and checked because of his attitude about it, and found out that he wasn't even registered to vote. So we have to understand that voting is a public record, and people can find out whether or not you voted. They can't find out who you voted for, but they can find out whether or not you voted.
And I went to vote yesterday about 3:00, and I didn't have to stand in line at all.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, nobody hardly was there voting. And it's just a feeling that I don't know what has happened. I can't tell why it happened, but for some reason or another, a lot of people, and most of the people that vote, you have more older people voting than younger people. And we are voting for the future and young people who it impacts.
Don't vote.
I think our approach might be wrong. We might be doing something wrong or somehow not reaching the masses. But it's got to be an answer. Our phone number is 478-250-1444. Talking to Herbert Denard and Dr. Henry Clay Fickley. So you think about a year from now, the place will be open?
Yes, I'm hoping and praying that it will be open in a year.
Okay. That is super. And I'm so happy that Elaine Huckabee Lucas and a busload of other people in there, Cynthia Cersei and other people got on that bus, went to Atlanta, and they changed their mind and paused. You know, last week on the Axie Lane, I was talking about how they paused it in South Carolina. And I was envious of the pause in South Carolina. And I was asking Senator David Lucas, if they paused it in South Carolina, why can't we get them to pause it in Georgia?
Yeah.
And we discussed it. And I didn't have any idea that they would pause it. I'd wonder what made it pause this time around.
Well, I think that the busloads of people who showed up to say this is not something that we want to happen. And I think that certainly when you speak up, it has an effect on those who are in power and in control.
Who is the Republican that got the nomination for governor?
Rick Jackson.
What do you know about him?
I know that he said that if you do certain things when he's governor, you'll be deported or departed. I think he got a lot of people's attention with that, and people who have that mindset went and voted for him. I was really shocked that those were the two top vote getters in Georgia, and I think that it was tit for tat, and 6 in one hand and half a dozen in another, either one of them. But I really, in my heart,
we got a call.
I'm pleased that it was Jackson rather than Jones, because Jones was one of those fake
Hello?
people that went up for Trump.
Hello?
Caller, go ahead.
Yes. I want to tell people that you vote for to serve everybody. You got some people get served and some don't, and that's causing people not to vote, especially the people that rent houses and can't even rent a house. And then it's just like going to the doctor. The doctor treats some better than they do others. And then there are medicine that cause people to be diabetic. And on the other hand, food is not grown right no more because the earth is contaminated.
I totally agree. But for some reason, we get it more.
Yes, we do, because we are not told about our condition as quick as some people.
It was in
information.
my chart that I was pre-diabetic. I knew nothing about it until I went to the heart doctor. Nobody never mentioned anything. But I started working on stuff my own self after the heart doctor said it. And when I went back, my primary doctor said everything was all right. But how do I know? I think they wait until you get in a bad shape so they can keep getting your money.
Let me say something. Let me say this. There are books out that say that. Just what you said. There are books out by doctors that say exactly what you're saying about dialysis.
I know. And I say, and let me say something else about doctors. They'll put lies in your chart that you are not even aware of. You don't know it. And then when I asked one about it, you know what he told me? Oh, we have to tell a lie because if we don't, the insurance won't pay. So what can you do? And just like we saying, the lady in the Bible went to the doctor for 12 long years and didn't get healed. Some of us been going to the doctor for the same thing over 12 years and nothing better. And some of us are trying to do our best, but nothing get better. Next time you go, you find something else. You know, you never get told that, well, you're not going to come back in a year or two or whatever. So, you know, I know we need to eat better, but there are some foods that they say are better is not really no better.
Well, most of the time, fresh vegetables are better. Fresh vegetables that are cooked without a big piece of slab or bacon or ham hocks in there is better for you than French fries and other kind of stuff that's sugary. So you know, I know you're right now. I'm not doubting it, but beets, asparagus, and a lot of other foods, cabbages without the pork put in it. Cabbage is one of the best foods you could eat. Collards are, kale, but we put a lot of salty stuff in it that causes our blood pressure to go up. And the doctor, I can't remember ever going to a doctor when a doctor told me, which you need to watch what you eat. They don't tell you that. They tell you, here's some medicine. They give you medicine. And men, if you got high blood pressure, and I hate to say it, but if they give you some medicine, you might be impotent. They put you in some medicine, you won't do nothing. You think you're ready to do something and nothing happens. So you need to take care, eat right, and exercise. It's better for you. You live longer.
And it is information like this is going to improve the health condition of our community. And not enough of this type of information is going around. We need to talk about it as the instruction given to the Jews when you lay down at night, when you get up in the morning, when you sit down to eat. We need to talk about these things so that it become a part of our thinking. And when it becomes a part of our thinking, it's going to improve our health. And when our health is improved, we're going to do better as a people. Sometimes we are not told things because people really don't care about us. And if we don't care about ourselves, we'll soon disappear.
Thank you very much for being with us, Dr. Ficklin. And our time is about run out now. And we will see you next week. Or rather, I won't see you, but Elaine Lucas will see you next week at the same time, 3 o'clock, same station. Thanks for joining us.